Say something Jordan-like.
You don't want that. Okay, I'll tell you one thing actually. Let's do it happening this weekend. I might be shaving my head.
You might be shaving your head. Why would you be shaving your head?
Huge might be. Me and my friend Mikey, Matt, Mark, loads of people just back in Perth. This is a real Perth thing. Mm-hmm. We started shooting these small films. And the first one was for 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you the titles because Alex doesn't even know the titles until about 2-3 months ago.
Okay, come on, hit me up.
I'll tell you.
Why not?
Because you're not ready for them.
the viewers aren't ready.
Viewers? This is an audio thing. You don't have viewers.
The listeners.
The listeners, okay.
What do they call them? Is Tell 'em Steve Dave. They're ants. They're ants on Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah, cool. I've never listened to the whole episode.
No,
it's
pretty good.
It's not my bag. I prefer the Kev and Mo thing. That's way funnier. Because Scott Mojo I love hearing Kevin Smith go, because he's got this great bit where he says, "No, whenever I talk, I think of it logically, and then I say something." Like, you fucking don't, Kevin. Especially when you ask stuff like, "Wait a minute, Bermuda? That's where the Loch Ness Monster is." Scott Mojo's. This ain't Canadian.
You can tell who's the brains of the operation.
Yeah, Jen Schwalbach. That's her. Anyway, back to Perth, I guess. So me and Mikey shot this little film. It's 5 minutes long.
Right.
It's brilliant. I need to tell you, it's amazing.
Okay.
And then we really got into it, in a big bad way. So 6 months later, and we must be 17 or 18. We're really young when we're doing this. That's really young. I'm fucking 48 now. I'm only 24. In weeks, not nows. And then we did a sequel, which is way better. And it's
to this short film.
We made a sequel to it. It was 12 minutes long.
And slow down, son.
Like a bigger cast, and it's really, really, really out there. You see, Lewis saw it the other day because I sent him. I think I'm getting ripped off by Nick Pizzolatto, who does True Detective, because I love True Detective. It's a really great show. Okay. But the new season's got Colin Farrell with the tweed stuff on, and he's got a handlebar moustache.
Right.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that looks great. But Mikey Knight did that 5 years ago. Okay,
well, I was just about to say, you have neither a tweed suit or a handlebar moustache.
It's not mine. Mikey Knight has both of these things, and he looked like that. And the shows are the exact same. They're both about occult stuff, fetish, corruption, and cops. That's all we did as well. And we did it before Pizzolatto. And I want some fucking...
That bastard.
I want some fucking money.
Same. It's on YouTube.
What? Me?
Your short film.
Yeah, where are we going to distribute it? Like the BBC wants to buy this.
I was just saying, you might have watched it.
It is. No,
you might have watched it.
That's totally possible. That's what annoys me. He probably hasn't, because I imagine he's got shit to do. But the similarities are far too... Because there's a huge spoiler I'm not going to do for True Detective, because you haven't seen it, have you?
I've seen the first 5 episodes.
Of the new season?
No, of the first season.
Right, the new season is way better. People hate it, and I love it. It's really good. And there's this one part in it which we did first. I'm not going to reveal it, but there's an obvious bit, and it's the most handsome guy in that show. Okay. And I'm the most handsome guy in these films. And it's the exact same thing that happens.
Wait, so in the first season, right, Matthew McConaughey is the handsome one.
And then
depends, Woody Harrelson's the
schlubby one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that depends if you like Woody. I really like Woody Harrelson.
I like Woody Harrelson as well, but I don't look at him and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck that.
Do you look at Matthew McConaughey and think that? Have you ever seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What's it called? I think it's the Rebirth or something.
The sequel.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey and Renée Zellweger's in it. And it's really, really good. People hate it. I love it. He's playing He's playing a cyborg because he's got a metal hand. And
is he the villain?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's got this truck. He goes about it, and he kidnaps Renée Zellweger. And this is way before they're famous. This is way before he's even in.
Oh, okay. Because I imagine this being 2009.
No, this is 1980. 52. It's way before he did Dazed and Confused.
Right.
So it's before he's a star. It's before the best thing about college chicks. They get younger, that's be the same. Like it's before that.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies because there's something like 85 of them or something, and the first one's best one, and this one's much better, even though people slag it off. I love it though. What are we talking about? Matthew McConaughey, you fancy him?
We were talking about Matthew McConaughey.
See, I don't fancy him, but I would fancy him if he was in like Killer. I liked him in Killer Joe.
Killer Joe, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Killer Joe? Killer Joe
No.
is fucked up. It's so good. It's made by William Friedkin.
Okay.
Who's now not like a big thing because he did The Exorcist and Cruising and stuff, which I really like. Cruising had a big bad influence on the way I dress. All those leather jeans and stuff. That's William Friedkin and Al Pacino's fault. That's their fault. So yeah, and I guess in True Detective, McConaughey's the handsome one. Harrison's just like, get away from me, you dirty thing. But
yeah, then he like goes and cheats on his wife.
Cheated many times, I think.
He did.
Two or three times.
Yeah.
And he's got those weird little kids that are like, Dad. That's why they're weird.
Children are weird when they call for their father.
Dad, I'm scared.
Like, he's not coming home.
He's not coming home. Why? He's cheating on me. This is a bit real, Mum. I'm 15. This is a bit too real for me. Okay, so no, the second season's way better. It's got a bigger cast. It's set in the modern day. That's kind of why I like it more.
Because the first one's set in like the 90s.
First one's two time zones. It's 95, 97, and then 2012, 2013.
Right.
And
because it's told in flashbacks.
Yeah, and then I think episode 5 or 6, I think it just crashes and it becomes modern era.
Oh, really?
But the second season's way better. People are shitting all over it, and I love it. But yeah, Nick Pizzolatto ripped me off, and I want some money. And not only that, because you know about Oh My Josh. That's the working title for this sitcom, by the way. The pilot's just The Magnificent Seven. I really like Magnificent Seven. I can name them as well. It's Brenner, McQueen, Coburn, Bronson, Brad Dexter, Horst Buchholz, who's a German who plays a Mexican, I think, and Peter Vaughn. That's The Magnificent Seven. Everybody forgets Brad Dexter. Because you forget, you don't even know him. Fuck you know. Anyway, Oh My Josh's pilot is just The Magnificent Seven. Yeah. And guess who's fucking rewriting Magnificent Seven? Nick Pizzolatto ripped me off again. I am
that bastard. Nick Pizzolatto.
I love his work, but I hate him.
It's so good, but it's so good for me.
I have a question for you, by the way.
You have a question for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to answer it. This is just like something you want to think about.
Okay.
If you found out I was like an AI right now, like a robot, would that like change your perception of me?
I would like to say it doesn't, but it probably would.
Okay. Just wondering. That's
would your perception of me change?
I don't give a shit. That wouldn't bother me in the slightest. Because here's the thing, like, you could be robot. But
you could be robot.
You could be robot. But every time I've went out with a girl, it's because, like, you know what I look like. I'm really moody, just like, I wear black all the time because honestly I only have black or white clothes, and one of them is not okay to wear. You can't just wear all white because you look like
you fucking could. You just won't. That's the problem.
No, I did. There's photos of me just wearing all white. I used to have a pair of white skinny jeans that I gave to a girl as a Christmas present.
I really want to go as the Bee Gees for Halloween.
I don't.
So will you be Robin?
No.
if I go as Barry.
What, the one that like eats the other Bee Gees and gains their powers?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you not see that being a thing?
No, not really. I don't like the Bee Gees. I don't like the Bee Gees.
We could make really out of taste jokes and be like, "Oh, Morris was going to have."
We bury him. There's only two Bee Gees here. Yeah. Do you know how the Bee Gees work? They're like Venom from Spider-Man. They just eat their hosts. What was I getting at? What were we talking about?
Your white trousers.
Yeah, because I'm always wearing black and stuff. Just like really, real moody looking guy. Like, cause you know what? Like, when we met, we didn't meet. I just kind of existed in the same room and was just threw shade at you.
It was really uncomfortable.
Really for you? Yeah. I didn't give a shit.
I know you didn't.
But anyway, like always wearing black and just being like really moody. Just being like, all terse, and girls like they're just like, I don't know.
Girls are mad keen for.
They shouldn't like that because it's just the worst thing in anybody. It's just being that grumpy, awful human. But I had been compared to a vampire, which I hate, because you can't be vampire. Vampires aren't fucking real, but you could be robot. I could definitely be robot. I'm not robot.
Have you forgotten the word, the use of the letter A as a word? Like, you could be robot, you can't be vampire.
This is Alex's fault, because we've had this argument. Because she was like, oh, it's the Dracula, you're the movie Dracula. I was like, fucked. I want to be like the Terminator. She's like, you could be robot. Like, yeah, I could be fucking robot. But her excuse is, foreign language. Mine is idiot. That's essentially it. But you see, you can't be vampire because vampires aren't real.
Okay.
You could be a robot though.
You could argue that the technology doesn't exist.
Yeah, but it totally does though.
Does it? To turn a human into a
robot? Yeah.
Well, it technically be cyborg. Just say
it's true. Be like Matthew McConaughey. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But no, you could totally be a robot. I'm getting like really wound up by this because my voice is breaking. I only get angry. If I get angry, my voice breaks.
Usually you're like a deep mahogany.
One of the security guards like called me really cool because he heard me over the radio.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was John actually.
John is cool.
Yeah, John. He just went, "Yeah, man, you sound so cool." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then just left.
You're like, "Could I get a bar close check, please?"
Close check, please.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a minute. Get fucked, Josh. I hate you. What was that? You heard me.
I wasn't lying.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah.
That was like the longest opening. Are you gonna like say what this is then?
No.
I hate
what do we have it? Do I probably have a name?
It's your thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at. This is all under your name.
Getting to know Mojo.
Mojo. It doesn't make any sense because your name doesn't begin M-I-M-O. It doesn't. It's M-I, not M-O.
Yeah, but what names do it start with?
Well, you could call it Mojo, and then
Mojo,
and then we get the Mexican audience who's like, Mijo.
This show is surprisingly popular in Mexico.
Just why do you like it? If they're funny. They talk about robot. Dude, I really want to go to Mexico actually.
I've heard that's pretty nice. Yeah.
I was talking to my friend James yesterday. We went to. I can hear that. That's so fucked up. I've never like. And stuff. But I'm not masturbating. It's just like blowing off.
Yeah,
but,
I hope you're not masturbating in my university radio studio.
Would be the first time. What am I talking about? Yeah, I was talking to my friend James the other day. As in yesterday. The other day. Let's make it sound
okay.
So yesterday we were just hanging out. I hadn't seen him for 2 or 3 months. And then on the way, we're just talking about books and stuff because James is like a real diehard, brilliant English student. He does actually the work, and he's got. Whereas I might come up with like little stories or scripts or stuff, I either don't finish them or I do, and then I'm like, no, nobody will love these, and I just put them away. Whereas James is he's won like prizes for operas.
Oh wow!
He's like serious writer, whereas I'm just like dabble. I give somebody a good idea and I'm like, yeah, you never make that movie because fuck the system, and then I just get angry when nobody ever shows my stuff. Okay. Except I got shown.
Were you like, oh fuck X-Men 3? I could have done it better.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. I could fix those X-Men films in a second. Anyway, so he's like a serious one. He's working on his novel now. You hear that far too much times from English students.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a novel. I don't even lie about that nonsense. I'm like, I'm not working on a fucking novel. I don't even know how to work a fucking microwave. I'm not even going to pretend that I know how to do a novel. But he's writing one. It's going quite well. And then we were talking about some other students. So we're kind of having a little bitch fest. And it was a case of, well, the other students in English are very mainstream. They would know how to write a book that everyone would enjoy.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he was like, I'd like to read something that you wrote because nobody'd like it. And I agree with him because I wouldn't, because everything that I do is all the exact same. It's all like fetish and like occult and like witches and stuff. It's the exact same nonsense. Nobody changes. Nobody makes anything different. You just make the exact same thing over and over again. And I recently found out about it's a Vice documentary. It's 25 minutes long. It's called Mexico, the Land of Sorcerers.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's in Mexico, and there's like this guy in it. His name I'm probably gonna fuck up, but he's not got a split personality, but he's got like that Beyonce nonsense where she's got like different characters essentially.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to God, his name is like Juan Almeida the Redskin, and he like channels Apache Indians, and it's brilliant. I love him. He's the coolest human ever. But if you need to channel like Satan, he then turns into like dark version of himself, and he's like, I'm Nega Juan. And you're like, Nega? And he's like, yeah, opposite. and then they just moved on.
Right.
And
I was like, oh man, like we can't broadcast this.
That's like the argument you have. Oh, you went. Did you go to high school here or in America?
I went to high school for 5 years in Scotland and 1 year in America.
When did you do your last year?
America,
okay. This might still... you might know the reference, though. The ultimate riddle that you get asked in high school is the one that you never answer. And it's by your teachers that go, right, you have to look up past papers. And you go, did she say pass or past? Because either way, they're the same thing. Why doesn't she just say, look at old exam papers? And I never did that shit.
Yeah.
But my reasoning behind it was... No, fuck it.
It's how you could spot the fucking tryhards in your class.
Nerds.
Like, miss, can
I get the website address? You're like, no, this is 2007. We don't have the internet. But I never looked at them because my reasoning was always really simple. It was just, well, why would the same questions be there next year? Checkmate. Benito. And then that would be it. And then
the same questions
same
would
question
come
comes
up.
up everywhere. But it's not a big deal because it's
Damn
high
you,
school.
SQA.
Do you like this became really real last night? Stacey showed me her exam results from when she was in high school.
Okay.
She got like 5 A's.
Yeah, I
didn't
can see that.
I didn't get 5 A's. I did 2 advanced hires and like some middling hires.
Okay.
But basically my 6th year was just me not going to school because I only had to be in for 2 days of the week. And I had a deal essentially with my registration teacher because they changed it in the last year for us. Because apparently Jesus might save your soul, but you can't keep a register. And I was just like, Mr. Barker, because that was his name, and he's the guy talking back to X-Men who would play Wolverine because he looks like Wolverine, and he's much hardcore than Wolverine.
Okay, I have the picture in my head, right?
No, you don't. Paul Barker is a
he's a fine piece of human.
Amazing. Like looking back, he was an attractive guy. And he was really like moody. I think I based quite a lot of myself on Mr. Barker. He taught me for a year in maths. And
did you have the same registration teacher from first year all the way back?
No, it changed.
Ah, yeah, because
And the last one, it became a purely alphabetical thing, because there wasn't more than 900 students in my high school. Maybe.
Yeah, same.
So you could be in a class with all the R's.
Oh, really?
Because that's why I was in the same class with my little brother. But
that
because
sounds stupid.
It does, but what do we know? But my deal with Mr. Barker was just like, I'm not coming in on a Wednesday because I don't have to. Can you just say I did come in so that I don't have to hear it? He was like, yeah, whatever you want. Didn't care. He didn't care. He still worked there. Actually.
Yeah.
I taught at my old high school.
I tried to write a feature article for uni on my higher English teacher, Mr. Duncan, because he used to have a wooden bust of himself.
That's awesome. I want one of those.
Like, and he would like bring it in, and he would like lay it on the and he was bald. He was bald. When I knew him, he was bald. But when my sisters went to school, he was bald apart from a ponytail.
Wow.
Which went all the way down to his knee.
So what? He's like a bald Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. He's got 2 swords and a bust. And he's like, why do you bring those? Discipline.
And he used to like, according to him, he used to walk along the beach, looking for dead birds, right? And he would take the bodies home, clean the bones.
This sounds like the beginning of a serial killer.
Yeah, boil off the
flesh and stuff.
Yeah, so
you don't boil off the bone. You would just have the skeleton.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he ends up with the skeleton, and he would stick it to wood, and call it art. And he brought it in.
Art.
He brought it in, and he was like, "This is a bird skull," and it was just a bit. It was just a bird skull on a bit of wood, on a plank of wood, and he was like, "I made this."
Did he have like a girl in your class that he would just like intensely look at? I made this for you, Carol. It's like, I'm not called Carol. Like, shut up. That's my ex-wife's name. That is art, though.
She won't call.
I'd argue that's art.
Well, call it what you want, but I was terrified. He's showing this to a bunch of kids.
Yeah, but like, why did he bring his bust of his head in? And better question, did he make this bust himself?
No, a friend did it for him.
That's even better. Because I've always wanted a bust, not of my head. I would want like a weird one. I would want like L. Ron Hubbard or Lincoln or something.
I would get Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. Have you seen Cloud Atlas?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh my god, watch Cloud Atlas. People, again, I saw it on a friend's birthday.
Right.
Birthday.
Your birthday.
Birthday.
Right.
On a birthday. And it was really good. I'm still going out with somebody right now. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember who. 'Cause I'm an arsehole. But it was really good. Hugo Weaving's in it a lot, and he's just playing like Hugo Weaving, so he's frowning a lot, and he's like really stern with everybody. That's why I like him, because it's really hard. Have you seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert?
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. I love Hugo Weaving in that.
Yeah.
He totally underrated.
You know, staying on Hugo Weaving, the first Matrix had the best casting ever because Keanu Reeves always looks confused. That's his resting face.
I don't like people shit on Keanu Reeves.
I like Keanu Reeves. I like Keanu Reeves a lot.
Also, he plays the Matrix is brilliant, but people think it's brilliant for the wrong reasons. They give you all this nonsense about it's for the self-correct machine. It's like, nah, it's not even about that.
It's really well choreographed.
No, it's just, it is because it's got the Yo Ling Peng fighting team or something.
Yeah.
And they're really good. But the Cracked podcast breaks down the Matrix better than I ever will. I don't remember the name of the episode. It's something like stupid movies we'll admire in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And it's David Wong that discusses it, and
I like David
Wong's
Wong a lot, yeah.
really. He's got bits where I'm like, fuck off, David Wong. But he's always like right. So he's got. Although there's bits he doesn't retract when he's wrong, because he makes like a mistake about Glengarry Glen Ross.
Right.
And it's about Alec Baldwin. He's like, he was so good in this, he was nominated. Like, no, you fucking wasn't. Get fucked. Like, it's just little niggly things like that that annoy me. But he discusses the Matrix. He explained it in an amazing way, and he's right, because he's saying the idea of people is that we all think we're really important.
Okay.
And the Matrix does that. It's just like, yo, do you know how you think you're really important? It turns out you are. And like all these conspiracies that you believe are totally true. And that's why it's brilliant. It's not brilliant because of machines and like Carrie Ann Moss. She's great though. I love her in Memento. She's so hardcore. Why is it the best cast? I don't think it's the best
yeah,
cast.
because Hugo Weaving's always like really frowny.
Yeah.
And that's all his character does.
Do you think so you think, I imagine you like saw The Matrix and you're like, they probably didn't write this in the script, and he's going, human beings are a disease, a cancer. I can smell it. Like,
yeah, that was all.
Hugo Weaving was just waiting for dinner or his lunch, and then he's just going, hey Lawrence, what? Human beings are a disease. Lawrence Fish. That's why he looks so scared. He's like, oh my god, Hugo Weaving's gonna fucking kill me. I survived Apocalypse Now, but I will not make it through Matrix.
I like Lawrence Fishburne a lot.
I like him, but
he's really good in Hannibal.
I like Hannibal.
Yeah.
But
I
don't love it. Alex loves it.
I
have a problem with it,
say, like,
and
it's
it's kind of a procedural, but not a good. Do you know what I mean? It reminds me more of Dexter than it does of The Wire.
Right.
And one's like obviously far better than the other because you can tell how my tone changed. But Hannibal it's got bits that are fight. It's one of the best looking things.
Yeah,
it's shot
it's
so
very
well.
Yeah.
And I don't even care if nobody's seen it. But the fight between Hannibal and Jack,
that's so good.
That's incredible. And they open the season with
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's not. It's not.
And you.
Totally,
I know. Like people are like, oh, what's Hannibal? Because I'm scared of serial killers. Which you should be. But
see, it would be a spoiler if you were like, and then Jack Bauer comes in.
He's like, I need a lamp. Why? I'm going to torture this information. Mr. Bauer, we found out that torture doesn't actually give information. They would just give it up anyway. Like, I don't care. We've got 24 hours. Never like that opening fight.
There's no time.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But the slight problem to it is that it's so good and it doesn't show up again for X amount of episodes, and you're waiting for it.
Yeah,
and that should be really tense. You should be feeling really tense throughout the entire season, and it doesn't quite work out that way because it turns into a Monty Python sketch when Will Graham gets out of the mental hospital.
Yeah.
Because then it turns into Eddie Izzard being back in the mental hospital.
Yeah.
And then the guy that's playing Chilton. And then it's just like they keep like shooting the exact same scene, but they put somebody in an orange jumpsuit. And I can figure out.
You take it off and you put it on.
Jack Crawford is just looking at these people in an orange jumpsuit and going like, "He looks good in it. Must be him." They're cancelling it though.
Are they?
Yeah, I heard it's
season 3 done really bad.
No, I don't think it was actually a case of doing it bad because it's doing Red Dragon storyline. And Red Dragon is one of my favourite books. I can read Red Dragon over and over again and still be freaked out by it.
Red Dragon's the first one. Right?
Yeah, because it's not it's my favourite of that series, but it doesn't have Clarice Starling in it. And I really like Clarice Starling because Silence of the Lambs is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And Jodie Foster does one of the best performances of all time. Because I had like a crazy ass crush on Jodie Foster. When I still thought, I didn't even know what crushes were. I was just like,
you were like, oh god, go get on that.
That's the best thing ever. It's like, what is solving crime? I was so into that. I was so into Jodie Foster just solving crimes. I was like, if I die, I want Jodie Foster to solve my crime. And Jodie Foster's like, I'm not a real FBI investigator. I don't care, Jodie. I'm gonna make.
It's a hostage situation, and you're like chief of police. You're like, get Jodie Foster.
Get Jodie Foster. No. Don't argue with me. Just do it. Don't argue with me, Keith.
I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, Silence of the Lambs.
You've seen Silence of the Lambs, right? Yeah, it's a good movie. And do you know what's even better in it? The detective work. Get Jodie Foster. It's got good detective work in it because she's actually doing detective work in it. She's like looking at old case evidence, and admittedly, she's going to Anthony Hopkins, who just keeps trying to skeeze her out every 2 minutes. And eventually, she finds James Gum, and then she's like, "What's the girl's name? Catherine." Stay down. And she's got her gun and she's shaking. That's amazing. She's so freaked. I love that movie.
Yeah,
I really love Silence of the Lambs. Me and Alex watched it. She hasn't seen a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I get angry about that because she's a film student. And but she's then seen stuff. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. Like, okay, she hadn't seen Jaws up until last month.
Okay.
But she had seen The Great Beauty, which is actually a really beautiful Italian film. And I was like, all right, but how have you not managed to see Jaws? You have went out of your way to not see Jaws. That's the only explanation for this. She hasn't seen like The Godfather and Scarface and stuff. But we watched Silence of the Lambs, and she got really freaked out by Silence of the Lambs. Okay. And I like that because it's a horror movie. Yeah. And people are just like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I showed Yanni The Shining.
I love The Shining.
Yeah, such a good film.
Do you know what's better than The Shining?
What?
Room 237. It's the documentary about it.
Oh, really?
It's not even a documentary about it. That's a bad explanation of it.
The story that The Shining's based
on?
No.
Even better.
Okay.
It shows, right, you know how for people to steal songs on YouTube and put them in videos, they just go, this is like a fair use thing.
Yeah, this is for personal use. Yeah.
No, not even personal use. It's like, this is for a work of criticism or review, then you can use it. And then they just talk about boners or whatever. I don't watch YouTube. YouTubers, so I don't know what they're
I don't watch
these YouTube. Kids with their makeup and their boners. The devil's cookies, that's what I don't want.
Went full Canadian there.
It's not even Canadian, that's the problem. My anger comes out in many accents. But Room 237 it's that. It starts with that. It says the following film is a work of criticism and discussion.
Okay.
And then it is about, I think, 5 or 6 people, and they just play the film while this is happening, but the film's silent, and they've got this really good score in the background. And these people, you don't see them, you just hear the narration, and they explain to you what The Shining's about.
Okay.
And they have entirely different ideas about what The Shining's about.
Just based on the visuals?
On the movie. No, based on their watching of the film.
Right.
So the first guy opens up, and he says, oh, this film's about the Holocaust. Because of these things, and these things. Okay. And how Stanley Kubrick wanted to make Aryan Papers, and then he never got around to it, and then he saw Schindler's List, and he was like, what's the point? And then there's another guy who then says, no, this is about the death of Native Americans because of this point, and this point, and this point. Right. And then there's a woman that goes, no, fuck both you guys, this is about the Minotaur because of this point, this point, and that point. And then another guy comes in, he's like, no, this is about how Stanley Kubrick directed, shot, and filmed the Apollo 11 moon landings because they're faked. One of the conspiracy theories is that Kubrick shot them. And he's like, no, this is Kubrick saying he did it. And I don't buy that one because...
I don't know.
Why would you... like? Well, that'd be fair. Like, there's bits where I'm like, alright, I'll go with you. And then there's a fifth one who I think he says it's about witches or something.
Right.
But the point is, it's brilliant because there's really creepy moments in it where they play the film forward and backwards at the same time.
Right.
And there's like a lot of intersecting stuff which is just spooky as hell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like bits where there's an intersecting point where Danny's face and Jack Nicholson's face like cross. I'm getting freaked out thinking about it. Cross over, and then there's another one where the two girls, those two little kids, where they first show up in the film, and if you then play it at the exact same time, going from end to start, you see the girls, and then you see the girls' dead bodies. Right. It siegs perfectly, and it's so spooky, man. It's so fucked up. It's better than The Shining because it gets into a fan's reading of it.
Right.
And that's often what I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
But The Shining is one of those rare films that does have multiple interpretations. I've seen The Shining and seen 6 different movies each time. And Alex is really scared of horror movies, but that's whenever we talk about like the best film ever made. Yeah. She will throw out The Shining. Yeah. And we've only seen it like twice together.
Yeah, it's like it just builds tension so well.
Well, did you ever see Only God Forgives?
No.
Right. Everybody hated it.
This is a podcast of films that I haven't seen.
You may as well just be Alex. May as well.
No.
No.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Right, I really like it. People hated it. I really liked it because when I saw a screening of it, 8 people left, and I was like, "Yeah, you fucking leave," because it's Nicholas Winding Refn. It's got the Goss in it, not Nathan Goss, Ryan Goss, Christian Scott Thomas, and Vithaya Pansingaram, and it's really good. It's this existential like Thai kickboxing movie, and but the people that left, it was guy girl. These were their date movies, and the idea of it was like a very man one of Ryan Gosling kickboxing, me like.
Yeah.
And then they go in and it's just all like him staring at his hands, talking to butterflies, wondering about the devil. And I love it. It's a great film, and people shit on it. But I liked it when they left because like, this wasn't for you. Get out. There ain't no cars in this
You follow them. You're like, get out of my cinema.
I ruined that premiere for everybody. Anyway, but the shit. When I saw Only God Forgives, it does the exact same thing.
Right.
It's just really tense, and it's got that score that's just really eerie and creepy. And then there's, much like The Shining, there's a lot of like shots of doors which are either closed and you don't want to open them because there's witches behind that. But yeah, it reminds me of Shining. You should watch Only God Forgives. If you like The Shining, you will like Only God Forgives.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love The Shining. It's difficult. It's I get annoyed when people compare it to the book.
Why?
Because the book is like trash, man. It's Stephen King. Like, I didn't mind Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Yeah, but like, come on, come the fuck on. Like,
I mean, the film is better than the book.
it's way better because it's not as like, it doesn't hold your hand. It just kind of goes, here's some stuff, and let's see what happens to you. That's kind of it. And the book is just like, it's all about, I'm a writer in Maine and hate my kids. Like, oh yeah, that's Stephen King. Probably does hate his kids. Drink too much.
Stephen King even have kids?
He does, because I think Jack's based on him. Because he was like he was drinking. I think I'm probably disparaging Stephen King. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah, if you get a lawsuit, I'm not.
Yeah, this is in your name, so you probably will.
Hey, you keep saying that.
To be fair though, Stephen King did write one of the best things ever, and it's Carrie. I really love Carrie. Carrie. Carrie.
Of all the books.
Carrie, that's my favorite Stephen King book.
Yeah.
I really love Carrie, and I like genuinely fucking love Carrie.
The character.
Yes. In the Brian De Palma film, I love Carrie.
Anyone listening to this should see your eyes because they're so like intense.
That's because I genuinely love Carrie. I don't love Sissy.
I fucking love her.
I don't love Sissy Spacek because she's a great actress. But when she's Carrie White, she's Carrie. I love Carrie.
Did they not
White.
remake Carrie?
They did twice actually. There's a TV movie. There's Carrie 2, The Grudge, which is awful. It's got a good. No, it's not good. Fuck me. It's not good. And they made the remake last year, and I think I might be wrong though that it was Lindsay Anderson, who's a great director, and it's Chloe Grace Moretz that plays it.
The last
and it's set like modern times, so I'm like fuck that movie. I don't want to see that. I saw it.
The first one's like 1980s, isn't it?
1970s.
70s.
Brian De Palma did it, and it's. I love Carrie. I really love Carrie. I feel so bad for her all throughout the film because I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, Carrie, this is all gonna go wrong for you. Listen to your mum. But then her mum's talking about the blood. Like, don't listen to your mum. She's fucking crazy. Just kill her, Carrie. Just kill everybody.
You're that one person who sits in a horror film like cheering for the villain.
It's not a villain though.
Yeah, I know, but like you like go see Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you're like, yeah, that's right. You
get him,
him,
Leatherface.
You get him.
Look, and like,
show him his boss.
He's the villain. Yeah, my man's got to eat. Go on, kill him. I genuinely love Carrie White. She's probably my first crush now that I think about it. Because I saw the film when I was very young.
See, my first crush was the Pink Power Ranger.
Kimberly.
Yeah, and yours.
I got. Do you want to hear like an awful story about that?
What about the Pink Power Ranger?
No.
Oh, right.
Probably awful stuff happens. Like I heard this is a joke. It needs to be said to be as a joke. But like Hollywood, the way Hollywood works is like you're doing A-list stuff, then art films, then TV,
and then
like
Power Rangers.
Late night TV, you're doing porno, and you're doing Power Rangers.
Well, there's that guy who played like the Green Power Ranger, who's now like makes a living. Oh, he's an MMA fighter now.
Is he?
Yeah,
Tommy?
Jason David Frank.
Is that his name?
He's still he's an MMA fighter now.
Alright.
I think he's in
years of experience fighting what's her face?
Monster. No,
Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa. That's it.
Well, right, okay. Don't blame me for having a thing with the Pink Power Ranger.
I'm not saying anything.
It was her and Jet from the Gladiators.
I remember Gladiators. Yeah. I remember playing Gladiators. That was a weird.
You played Gladiators?
Yes, Perth is a dangerous place. you could play Gladiators and win. That's the weird thing.
I bet you really wanted to be Wolf.
I didn't remember their names. I just wanted to be a contestant. I don't know. I don't watch much life. I just wanted to be a gladiator. I wanted to be a Myrmidon. I just wanted to hang out with Achilles.
Yeah.
No, like apparently the Red Power Ranger's name was Jason. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
There's like Jason, Billy, Kimberly. And then I forget their names. I can't remember. Tommy, obviously, but he was in the movie.
Tanya.
All right, take your word for it.
I don't know.
Rin Tin Tin, the dog. It's a good reference to about 8 people.
Yeah. Forgettable. There was like because they had ridiculous typecasting.
Yeah,
so there was a black guy as the Black Ranger, and the Asian girl was.
Fuck that! I'd love to be the Black Ranger. Got the coolest suit.
Because it was black.
Yeah. I'm dicking about in black now. That's all I wear.
But like the Black Ranger was like.
Didn't you have a crappy dinosaur though?
Yeah, he had like the elephant.
That's not a dinosaur, Mike.
Well, you know what I mean, the mammoth.
That's not a dinosaur either.
You know, whatever it fucking was, like I don't remember.
Like, cause Billy, the blue one.
The blue one, yeah.
Because I remember him breaking his fucking thing. I'm like, you asshole. That's a lot of money. Zordon didn't give you them for free. He had a Triceratops.
These are a rental.
He had a Triceratops. I'm sure of that. Jason had a T-Rex.
Yeah, because he was the alpha. Because he was the white man.
That bugged me in a big bad way. Because my little brother's called Jason.
Oh right.
Oh, you motherfucker! You know that Power Ranger name.
Same as always, yeah.
I didn't find out until years later that my mum just called me Jordan Michael in order to annoy Michael Jordan.
She wrote him a letter.
I called my son the opposite of your name because I don't like the Bulls.
I'm a Wizards fan. It's their year.
Wizards fan.
It's their year.
I love Magic Johnson. I don't follow basketball. I was really into basketball. I played basketball as a kid, actually.
Yeah, but you don't follow it.
Not anymore. I don't follow any sport. I don't even follow the sports I do. I do climbing, Muay Thai. Don't give a shit about what they're doing. Yeah.
You sometimes write Tony Jaa being like...
Tony Jaa, like, is a Buddhist monk now or something.
Is he?
He was. I don't know if he still is.
Ah, right, okay.
Do you know what he is, though?
What?
A fine actor.
Yeah, he was really... Yeah,
Have you ever seen The
Protector?
No, I'm not talking on back. I'm talking about The Protector.
Is that the one with the elephant?
Yes. Yeah. Tom Young Gung, I think, is its real title. And it's amusing. It's all set in Australia, and he's got that incredible 7-minute long take up the hotel where he's just fucking killing people. He's just breaking their heads. Where's my elephant? I'm like, you killed a lot of people for these elephants.
Well, wouldn't you?
No, probably not.
I'd probably kill people for elephants.
Yeah.
Depends on like what I'm getting out of it. Am I getting to keep the elephant?
That's a question. What are you getting out of this senseless murder for some elephants? Have you just seen Dumbo recently? Like, we were like...
It's a trigger. It's a trigger for them.
Who did I watch Dumbo with? I didn't watch it with Alex. Who did I watch it? I watched it with somebody, and then there's that Baby Mine scene where they sing to Dumbo.
Yeah. See that pink, the bit with the pink elephants?
I love that bit. That's incredible animation. That
gave me nightmares as a child.
never freaked me out. I was not scared of stuff as a kid. I was scared. I told Stacey this the other day. I was scared of like crocodiles as a kid. That's all I was scared of. Crocodiles.
Are you actually Archer?
No, I wasn't. But I'm not scared of them now because
you feel like you could take.
I could murk a crocodile quite easily.
I when I was in America, we actually passed a crocodile.
It was an alligator.
I begged. Well, yeah, fine, it would have been an alligator. I begged to go out and wrestle that gator.
To wrestle a gator.
Right, and fucking bitch wouldn't stop the car.
Who are you calling a bitch?
The driver.
Oh, who's the driver?
I can't remember.
Oh, I was going to say,
I think it was my coordinator.
If you're disparaging Donna Taylor.
Oh no, my mum. She's a saint. I love that woman.
Mike just did the half-assed series of the cross. It's like ominous, serious. Fuck the Patrick. I don't know all the cross.
I actually have threatened to beat people up because they dissed my mum.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you one of those like proper kids? Like, leave my mum alone.
Well, probably then, yeah. But I mean, like in a nightclub when somebody's like, "Oh, your mum," and I'm like, "You fucking leave Donna Taylor."
So this has to be you're 22, right?
Yep.
Nightclub's 18.
Uh-huh.
So for the past 4 years, you've been threatening people because they said stuff about a woman that they're never gonna meet, and even if they did, do you think Donna Taylor would be like, yeah, all right?
Donna Taylor could take anyone.
No, not even that. Like this was a thing that bothered me in high school,
right.
And I don't know if you figured out. Yeah, I was a weird person in high school. and I never got at this because I just didn't understand like exaggeration. And it was guys because Transformers came out when I was in high school, and this was Megan Fox's just because
2007.
6 or 7.
Yeah, something like that.
I finished in 2008. So
yeah.
Anyway, so Megan Fox.
You were like 17 and you didn't understand exaggeration.
Didn't know shit. I wasn't 17. I was 16.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I don't know fucking dates. Anyway, point is Megan Fox, and not just Megan Fox. Any famous actress, essentially. You would hear from guys everywhere. This happens all over the world. This is not just like my grimy little Perth town. Guys just going, "Oh, she'd get it." I didn't understand that they were just doing that as, no, she's hot, I'd have sex with her. I thought they were like genuinely had designs on these actresses. And I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Step-by-step process.
They'd be like, oh, she'd get it. I'm like, in what universe would she get, in what universe would she give you it? Like, there's nobody's thinking right now, oh, I'm going to bang Darren. Megan Fox is not thinking that.
I know,
right now.
I think sometimes, like, it must like come across their minds. Like, you know, I could go out. Like,
what they think?
Kate Beckinsale sits there and it's like, oh, you know, I could go out and just grab a guy.
There's nobody I want more right now than Aaron in 4th year.
Yeah. No, like, I could walk into a school and every guy there would be like, whoop, whoop, apart from the 11-year-olds.
Yeah, but then in what point would you be like, I really need some of that inexperienced teenage lust? Because it then made more sense if you then objectified girls in your class. That makes slightly more sense because you could actually ask that girl out. There's no. Yeah, I didn't understand exaggeration, and I was always a very fourth wave. That's right, fourth wave. I'm not digging around with third. Fourth wave feminist, man. I was like right in there before it was cool. Before Beyonce did it, I was doing it. Standing up for women.
First, John Rogers did.
I think that's just because like raised exclusively by women, so I was just scared of them forever. Still scared of them. Yeah. Which is stupid because I live in a house with 4 of them. I just don't do anything.
You do.
I'm just terrified.
You won't let me hit on them.
No, I won't, because they'd end you.
Would they?
Yeah. Well, they're all nurses and
stuff.
They
all do Muay Thai as well?
No, they all like cut up people as their day jobs. They're all like surgery nurses and stuff.
Oh really? I thought they were all students.
No, me and Alex are students. This was Nicole actually. Yeah, they could probably kill you, but only because they've came up from communist Eastern Europe. They have to live through communism. We just get a joke about it. In fact, you went to the most uncommunist place in the world. You went to like, where did you go in America? What state were you?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yep, it really is like the least communist place on the planet.
Did everyone have a hat that's just like shooting deers, drinking beers?
There was a guy once who showed me his gun collection, and I was just like, this makes me uncomfortable.
Does it make? I was going to ask you, what's something that is like horribly masculine about you that you're ashamed of, but you can't help it? Mine is. If we were allowed guns in Scotland, I would be a fucking gun nut. And there's no good reason for that. I could see that. It's not a good thing though.
I would love a bow, but I feel like bows have been like bastardized by like
been modernized. Yeah.
No, like by video games, because like every fucking game now has to have a bow.
To be fair, bows aren't like a recent thing. They've been in all sorts of fantasy shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like now they're like, oh, Crisis 3, have a bow.
Do you know what? I don't like that. I am with you on that. I hate it when a game set in the modern era gives you a crossbow and like it's silent. I'm like, yeah, so what?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like
we're gonna get found out. We always get found out. See, I like Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Not Far Cry 3. What's the new one?
4.
I like 4. That's the only one I've got.
Oh really?
I don't like Far Cry 3 because it's on the island, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I like 4 because it's like set in Tibet and stuff, and it's brilliant.
Is it?
That's a much better area than a jungle. Fuck a jungle.
Well, it's like a little island. It's good. Like.
Nah, fuck you.
Fuck your mother.
Go fuck your mother.
Far Cry 4. Fuck your mother.
It's either Far Cry 4 or you go fuck your mother.
Why is he so passionate about Far Cry 4?
Because it's alright. Got a pink suit. I'd wear a pink suit. Being RuPaul.
Can you wear the pink suit?
No, but you get to see him. He's on the box art. Yeah. Just stare at the box art. Don't bother back on Far Cry 4. Just look at the box art.
Far Cry 3 had a really good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, right. Okay, I have better writing than most games these days.
Yeah. No, I disagree with you. I disagree because
think it's right down there with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I've never played it.
Well, neither have I, but I can only
Stop
assume.
shitting on things you've not done then.
Fine. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Yep. Do you want to hear a really good story?
Okay.
It's not that great.
Okay.
Um,
Make it better.
It might be interesting just for hearing. Me and Mikey went to the midnight release of that. Of
Ecology.
Modern Warfare 3 we did.
Why?
Right, this is really good. We were going to pick it up anyway, but we were out already. We were out that night. So we were just like, we saw this queue and we were like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just joined the queue. And then we got in and we just picked up copies of Viva Pinata. Took them to the front desk and then was like, yeah, can we get Far Cry? Not Far Cry, Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Do you want these? And I was like, no, I just wanted to annoy these nerds behind it. I kind of wish we'd went all the way with that though and bought Viva Pinata at like 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. That was not worth it. I'm never doing that.
I don't think I've ever gone to a midnight release.
Don't, it's stupid. I've never. You've been a midnight release of a film?
Game. Yeah, for films.
Never done that. I didn't go for the Dark Knight Rises. Mikey and a couple other people went. I just was like, nah, fuck it. I'll see it when it comes out.
I went for one of the Harry Potters.
Nerd.
Yeah,
hate Harry Potter.
That was back when I was an impressionable teenager and thought the films were a good adaptation.
Wizards.
I could be a wizard too.
I was like, no, you didn't. Why? You didn't get your letter. See,
Harry Potter fans all over the world crying.
You could be robot, Mike, but you can't be wizard unless wizards say it's okay.
That was one thing that always bugged me. How did they decide what children from non-magical
I don't think they decide. I think it's just like a genetic thing. But I don't like that because it means you can't learn it. And then they go to school. Like, that's too fucked up. Why would you're going to school to learn? Wait, we're going to learn something that you can't just learn anyway? Like, there's no reason.
I mean, maybe you have the capacity to do magic, but you can't.
No, you can't control it. That's all right. That's fair and everything. But then don't be like, it's about learning.
It's like X-Men for geeks.
I really like comics. Comics are my bag. Comics are what I want to work in. But they fucking murder me because I hate the monthly thing about them. I prefer buying like standalone books.
Right. Of like one shots.
Yeah, no, like I've put it in words. Like Watchmen's a good example.
Okay.
Watchmen's just a great example. Yeah, I hate that term. I don't like the term graphic novel. Just call them what they are. It's a comic book.
Yeah, but it's like comic book implies
comics sounds childish. I know that.
No, comic book implies that it's recurring.
Yeah, but it was recurring. The Watchmen was a monthly thing.
Was it? Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay,
because as soon as I got The Watchmen when I was 15,
right.
and I read it, and my uncle is an incredible dude. He's just very cool. He can kind of do everything, and he's also a huge comic guy. He's who got me into comics, really. And other than Spider-Man, because everyone starts at Spider-Man, kinda, and then
Spider-Man's the best one.
He's got the best powers because they wouldn't get bored. This is Max Landis, and he's totally right. Max Landis, incredible screenwriter, and he was asked this question, and I've kind of just memorized it because I was like, it's so profound. And he was asked, what superpowers would you want? He was like, I would want Spider-Man's because you're not too powerful, and you'd have enough that wouldn't get boring.
Yeah.
And I think he's totally right. But for me, I started off Spider-Man, really loved Spider-Man, and then you move on to other heroes, and then it gets really niche, and then you start reading other stuff. But so I'm 15 and I get a copy of Watchmen and I'm talking about it and telling everybody about this. I'm like, this is amazing, they made this back in the 80s, back in the caveman days. And then I tell my uncle, I didn't use the internet until I was 18. I was scared of the internet. Do you know what I was scared of in the internet?
What?
Porn and viruses. That's what I was scared of.
I remember my mum being like, don't go on any of them porny sites. You'll get all the viruses.
You'll catch an STI.
Like,
it's the STDs, Mum. Just shut up, Mike.
We've had surprisingly safer work conversations. I would have thought.
What, you, your mum, or me?
No, me and you. Like.
Well, on this,
yeah,
it can get worse. I think we're quite casual. Anyway, can I finish my Watchmen story?
Oh yeah, sorry.
So I'm the Watchmen. I'm telling my uncle about them. I'm like, Watchmen's amazing, and he's like, you fucking loser. And he whips out the monthlies. And he's like, you still have them? You arsehole. Hope you die. I'm like, don't die, Wayne. He's the best. But he's a big comic guy. So I really like Uncle Wayne. Yeah, Uncle Wayne's a cool dude. That's what we used to say when I was a kid.
Uncle Wayne.
He looks like Slash as well. That's the weird thing. Slash with a beard.
See, I'm just picturing you.
No, he doesn't.
With the Slash hair.
No, he doesn't look anything like me. He looks. My little brother looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
They've got like this kind of roundy head, I guess. Not like penguin, not Pengu round.
Right.
Just like all right round.
Right.
And he's ginger. He's not fiery red, like that Viking Game of Thrones shit red that they have. And he looks like Slash, and he played the guitar. He's an amazing guy, essentially. But no, I really love comics. But the thing that bugs me about them is the monthly thing, and also the whole thing where they just break their own rules, or they have a reboot that changes everything, and nobody dies in comics. That's what annoys me. And it annoys me because these people are essentially moral pornos. Because Dave Pizarro does an incredible book about it. He's like, comics are moral pornography. It's because they are. They're very like right, wrong, and here's how you could distinguish them. But in a comic book, if somebody dies, it's like, that doesn't matter. They're going to be back soon anyway. And for people that are like the Avengers are totally with, we have to save every human life is sacred. But if like a regular Joe just dies, they're dead. They're not coming back. But if fucking Iron Man dies, we need to find a way to bring him back.
Has Iron Man ever died?
Probably.
Yeah.
He's been around long enough. Like, I think there's a limit. You have to, if you've been around X amount of years, you have to die. Batman's died like 3 times. So I prefer the one shots, which are just beginning, middle, and end, and that's it. And the alternate universe stuff. But even then, that gets really murky because they can't just leave it. So yeah, I've just realised I want to work in comic books, and now I hate them.
Well, it's a learning experience.
Although I really like 2000 AD. They have really low readership now though. They did do Judge Dredd and stuff. Judge Dredd's brilliant. Judge Dredd's so clever because it's a real timeline. It started in the 70s or 80s, and Dredd has aged in with the time to the publishing of it. So he started out when he was like 20x, and now he's rocking to about 60s or something. And one of the really good storylines was about the judges trying to figure out a way what they're going to do when Dredd retires or dies. And they've got like clone sons and nonsense, but that's great. I love that. I love it when it has good rules. Yeah. But Harry Potter and stuff like Doctor Who.
Oh right, go back to that. Right.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that. We have to get back to it. Right. Stuff that has a big Tumblr thing, because I don't like Tumblr.
Yeah, not a fan.
Anything a fandom. If something has a fandom, the creators usually will acquiesce to that fandom, and that means you have to break your rules. I don't like that.
But
because I really don't like.
How did Harry Potter
break his rules?
It
just is really inconsistent.
In what ways?
In all ways. Okay, if you die in Harry Potter, there are multiple options for you. Okay. You can be a painting. You can be a ghost. You can be a toilet ghost if you're Mona Merle. It's the hottest ghost you get.
The best kind of ghost.
You can be in a card. You can be like living in a cloud.
Yeah, I mean, like, I suppose the argument would be that that's not you.
But it is you.
That's an imprint of
No,
you.
But it is you because they like communicate with them and stuff, right?
Unless you're a ghost.
Okay, fine.
But even then, it's like.
But there's another thing. Like Harry looks at a portrait of his parents, and they're like, hey, they're like smiling at him. Why isn't he more angry? Like, you pieces of shit. Why did you send me to these fucking child abusing monsters? I could have just hung out with you in a painting all day.
In a painting.
Yeah. Also, I don't get why it's in the books. They're just like, because there's a bit that I remembered of why didn't like Muggles know about Voldemort? And it's like, we told them he had what's that silly thing he has? A gun. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? A gun is far more useful than a wand.
Is it?
Yeah, because you can be mute and still fire a gun. If you're mute in the wizarding world,
but you get voiceless spells.
Like what?
Like if you're good enough, you can just do it.
Just do it like Jesus style. Yeah. No, but that doesn't matter because you can take out what's their names, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, who did the Columbine shootings.
Oh God.
Were far more effective than Voldemort, and Voldemort had like 20 plus years.
No.
Gun is far more useful, and also we've got like better technology, which is far more useful. Like they're dicking about with owls. We had that's meant to be set in the 80s or something nonsense, right?
90s. Yeah.
Pagers.
We had pagers.
That's all I'm saying. Just like pagers. They have phones as well. They don't have phones in Wizarding World.
Yeah, I mean.
Better transport.
I don't know. I think like.
Better fashion. That's right. 90s fashion. Better than wizard fashion. Just put that out there.
What, they had robes and shit?
Yeah, but we've got Zubas.
Zubas. No, I really want a zoot suit.
These are cool. Did you ever see the autobiography of Malcolm X?
No.
Denzel Washington's zoot suit.
Oh.
Best thing ever.
Actually, yes, I have. I have seen that. Yeah, because it's red.
It is red. Yeah. I read that book as a 14-year-old and got really into Black Power. Started hating everybody I was around. There's only 2 black people essentially in Perth, and it's got Matthew and Tony Delaqualia, and they're both mates of mine. And I was like, let's kill all these honkies. I'm like, dude, we're not into that. got really into
Did I tell
Muslim.
you when I was in
Islam? Sorry.
when I was in high school in America, there was
High school
two
America.
twins. Two twins. Well, this set of twins.
Wait,
Right.
So 2 sets of twins are just twins.
One set of twins.
So 2 people,
Two people, yes,
Okay.
who were related.
and they're not robots.
They're not robots.
They're
right?
not vampires.
And they
'cause
were
it's not possible.
like really ghetto,
Okay.
and they played tennis. So like,
They've lost a lot of credibility already.
so yeah, every morning we would get like these intercom announcements.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like so. Oh, congrats to the golf team who won yesterday.
Who won golf?
Yeah, who won golf? Like, oh, congrats to ladies tennis. Like Sarah Paul.
Sarah Paul.
I don't know. It's the first 2 names that popped into my
You were
head,
there
but
for like a year, and you just like.
I didn't
Sarah
really
Paul.
memorize a lot of names.
No.
But this one, these twins, right? They were called Lamangelo and Orangelo, right? And it was lemon jello and orange jello. That was their name. That were their names.
All of a sudden, America is far less cool. Did you think like that Toby and Stephen were like the coolest people when you met them?
Oh, Oh, right. Yeah, they were okay.
I didn't. I was really bummed out by them. I was like, why he's cooler? And then I started talking to them. I'm like,
I know.
actually,
I get on pretty well with like
everybody.
American
Essentially.
people. Well, yeah, everyone, but like American people when I meet them, because I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there.
I've been to the
Like,
States.
Yeah, and they're like, oh cool, I'm from Dakota, and I'm like, well, no, I've not been there.
In that case, see you later. Just walk
They're
away.
like, oh, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm like, ha.
It's South Carolina. South Carolina. I'll go fuck your mother.
But it's really weird, like, because the South Carolina don't have an NFL team.
Okay.
Yeah, so like North Carolina and South Carolina have the Carolina Panthers.
I know what it is. I was going to ask what the NFL was. National Football League. Bing bang
Good
boom.
job. Good job.
I love the
Right.
Patriots.
But fuck off! I fucking hate Tom
It's
Brady.
because you don't like Tom Brady. That's
Yeah,
right.
fuck Tom Brady.
All right. I'll like the
Anyway.
Broncos.
Anyway, right. So fucking hell, what was I on about?
South
Oh,
Carolina.
South Carolina, right. So they have college football.
Yeah.
So it's the Clemson Tigers.
Wow, that's a fucking cool name.
Yeah, it's a shit name.
No, that's a cool name. I like that.
Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, we had. I'm not even gonna bother. I played rugby briefly, and I'm not even gonna bother telling you. Right, just go on. Clemson
Right,
Tigers.
and the USC Gamecocks.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's even better.
And I stayed just outside of Columbia, which is their capital city of South Carolina. And
I just think of Bioshock. That's the coolest thing.
yeah,
You stayed in
yeah,
Columbia.
Columbia, fuck now.
It's
Oh, it's Rapture. It's Rapture.
it's
Oh my
up-
god.
It's up in the sky. Like, no, it's on the ground. Fuck you.
fuck you, fuck.
Go fuck your mother.
Yeah, so they get one half of the stadium to shout game,
Mm-hmm.
and the other half
Oh,
of the
cocks.
stadium to shout cocks, and their mascot is Cocky.
It's just a rooster.
The rooster,
Okay.
Cocky, yeah. And
What are Halloween parties like in there in America?
um,
The only Halloween parties I've ever been to, and I refuse to go to any others since then. This is why I didn't go to the one at work, is because up until 2000 and
do you not believe in Halloween?
no, I don't- Hannah said something that really annoyed me. She was like, "I thought you'd love Halloween." I'm like, why? So just come on. But I've not been to a Halloween party since 2013, and it's because that's the year the best, most awful, amazing place in Perth closed down, and it was called Donski's. And it was this little hole in the wall pub,
Uh-huh.
and it was really cool. And then they got a refurb, and it looked nice, and everyone just left. Nobody was interested in it being like clean. Nobody wanted it clean. We wanted it
You
where,
wanted it manky.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you would do a thing in Donski's where you would take like a girl into the toilets, and Paul, the guy who owned it, would fucking run in after you and be like, "No shagging the mapper." And they'd just pull you out and be like, "You shagging, like, no shagging the mapper." Too many people got pregnant in Donski's. But Donski's did a Halloween party every year.
Okay,
It was the fucking best thing ever.
it's the best thing.
Because it's very small. It's a very small.
I imagine
party.
you as going as like
I didn't
very
go with
obscure things.
I would tell you what I went as, but
I wouldn't get it.
no. Do you know how earlier you were saying it wasn't safe for work?
Yeah.
This isn't safe for civilized people.
Go for it.
No, I'm not telling you. If Mikey ever, I've been trying to convince Mikey to move up here since first year, and now I'm in my last year, so there's no point because I'm not staying here after next year.
Okay.
If I can get him up here sometime, you can record him. I will tell the story if he's with me, just so I look less bad.
There you go. We're waiting for this to kick off, so that the people have to know.
Some people know, and it's never been like it's a funny reaction, but it's not okay. But this is like it was worse than when people dressed up as Jimmy Savile, because that happened. People dressed up as Jimmy Savile at Donskis. There was like 80 Jimmy Saviles in fucking Donskis. But there's one awesome girl who every year, exact same costume, she just comes and dresses as a giant penis, and she just dances like that. And she keeps like rubbing herself up against you. And I never got off of her. But there was like a thing of somebody go and get off with that giant dick. Oh, it was great. I love Donskis parties, but I'm never gonna go to a Halloween party now because they're kind of ruined for me. Because it was so good that everything would just be a bit of a bummer. I'm never gonna see the best and worst humans in the world dress as the worst things they can think of, and yeah, it's just a real shame. They also had this thing called Venom. It was like or snake bite. It might be called snake bite. I
remember hearing about a drink called snake bite.
I really don't remember. Like, it might have been Venom, but it was essentially a barrel, and I'm not talking like a beer white steel barrel. I'm talking pirate shanty ship barrel, proper from the docks, from Captain Hook's own reserves barrel, filled with fucking venom or snake bite, and Paul would never tell you what it was.
Right.
And it sold out quicker than an hour, faster than an hour. It was gone, and that was it for the night because he was like, I don't have any more to make that.
Right.
And he would sell it for like 75p a shot. So yeah, no wonder it fucking ran out. But it was amazing, and you only needed one, and you were
fucked.
High as God on the moon. That's how fucking high it made you. It was just ruined you. Yeah, that's why I never go Halloween. So what's it like American Halloween? Is it more safe? Or is it more elaborate?
I don't know. Well,
it's more elaborate.
I lived with old people. I lived with old Mormons. So
they know Halloween for you.
So yeah, I mean,
why
like,
did you live with
they
Mormons?
didn't even.
Why did you live with Mormons?
We got like placed into a host family.
That sounds so cool.
So yeah, I got Mormons. They were cool. Well,
I like Mormons.
She was at the time. She was 73, and
still going.
And he was 81. And I was talking about this earlier. He was the strong. His name was Walter. And he had 4 fingers on one hand.
How did he lose the other one?
It got ripped off.
By what?
By a car engine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like
probably cauterized him as well at the same time.
Yeah, because he was telling me like it was his left hand, I think. So he was like, he had a rag, and he was like cleaning the fan, and his friend turned the fan on of the engine, and the rag caught, and it ripped his finger off.
Wow!
But it ripped the tendon out as well. Yeah, holy shit, man! Like the cringe, but yeah, and he was just like,
I'm not cringed by that.
Yeah, and you're
but like that's painful.
Yeah, it
never happened.
And he was like, I heard it.
I just cauterized the holy Lord.
He was so metal, like, yeah, he like used to like chop down trees in their back garden and just like. Yeah, like
didn't even need the wood. Just really hated trees.
he did it with his fists.
No, now that you think about it, trees because there's that like whole deforestation thing. Isn't that like just not a big deal anymore?
I can imagine that
because print's going out of its way. Print's going away.
What?
Print. It's like going out. Right. So there's no point.
You're talking about Prince.
Man, I love Prince. Don't even fucking start. I didn't see him in Glasgow.
Where's Prince going and why is he?
He's never leaving us. I love Prince.
He's formerly known as Prince.
No, he's still Prince.
No, he's formerly known as
No,
Prince.
he's not formerly known as Prince.
Is he back to being Prince?
He was been back to Prince since fucking 2003. Learn your Prince knowledge, man.
Sorry.
I love Prince. Prince never goes on a CD because he's only got like 2 songs that you can play in front of people.
That's true.
But he's amazing. I love Prince.
Sexy motherfucker is a chin and a half.
And Sister. Oh, Sister's good. There's a Prince song at work actually.
Is it?
It's Raspberry Beret.
Oh.
It's just the nicest one. It's the only one where he doesn't talk about eating pussy. I really love
even then
it's kind of about that. I really love Prince. He's the best musician alive.
He can play the guitar.
He can play everything.
There's a
really great story. There used to be a video, but then Prince, being scared of the internet, he had it removed. Where he was like,
what if he has us removed?
Like killed?
Yeah,
he's a pretty mellow guy. I could probably
off the iTunes list.
I love Prince, but I could probably take Prince.
I don't think you could.
I think I could.
I think he'd have you.
I would let him have me, but realistically, I could take Prince, but I wouldn't. That's the thing. I would let Prince murder me. That's the thing. It's like that's a perf hooker thing.
Right.
It's like, for £100, we'll have sex. 150, you can kill me. Weird perfect. But no, I really appreciate the best musician in the world. I didn't see him in Glasgow this year, and I was like,
did it make you cry?
Ready to stab myself. I was at work listening to Prince, not seeing him. I was like, fuck me, and fuck everybody that works here. I hate this world. And I went home, and Alex was just like, "How did a good day?" I was like, "Get fucked off." See Prince today. So you don't see Prince every day. Get over your bad self. And I was like, "That's okay for you." So you got to see Placebo. Fuck those guys, man.
Yeah, fuck them.
Hate Placebo.
Yeah.
She was volunteering at the Slovakian music festival a couple of weeks ago, and she didn't see a band I really love. They're called Young Fathers, and they're from Edinburgh. They're really, really good.
Okay.
Their album just came out.
There's a band. My favorite band is Manchester Orchestra.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. That sounds like your bag though.
They're like.
What are they?
They're really good.
What's their genre?
Like rocky, punky, like, yeah.
This is really weird. This thing, your RGU thing looks like snapshots from a family photo.
Oh god, it's the most awful thing.
It's all stuff like dogs on a beach, and then a photo of that's our library. Get fucked.
What fucks me off, right, is we're in a fucking RG radio studio, and they used to have a fan because the heating's fucked in here. Like there's no air conditioning.
Steam on the windows.
Yeah, they used to have a fan. Like, we're in fucking Scotland, man. Like.
Yeah, but it's cold usually. That's why.
Yeah. Like they used to have a fan. This room's never cold.
It's all right. It's not.
I'm wearing fucking shorts. Well, I say shorts.
That's because you're essentially like a beach bum. You're just in the wrong place for it. Or would you move to Hawaii to live that out?
That's the dream.
Because I wanted to like. I'm gonna as well just ask you now. Do you think your dad would like give me a job in Brazil? Because I really want to move to Brazil. Like straight up live there. I want to like live in a favela. Yeah, that's right.
It's just stunned silence. I want to live in a favela. Nobody wants to live in a favela.
I do. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I've never had to. That's why.
I've never had to.
No, do you think your dad would give me a job?
I don't know. The oil economy is pretty bad.
All right. Well, I could write it that it's good. So, bing bang bibbidi bop. Do you think your dad would let me like crash at his until I found a job?
Probably not.
Fuck your dad.
Yeah, like, hey,
what's your
dad,
dad's
this is
name?
like Graham.
Fuck Graham.
You fucking leave Graham
Fuck
Taylor.
Graham
out
Taylor.
of this. You leave Graham Taylor out of this.
Donna's cool. Do you think Donna would let me stay? Donna. I mean your mom.
Probably not. She does. She paints a lot. So that takes up a lot of space.
She paints. What?
She
She's
does.
constantly painting.
She does, yeah.
Why is she constantly painting?
Because like it's fun.
She got like.
She's actually like
she's
top
a good
notch.
painter.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Mark Henry.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but I do.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Mark Henry's a friend of mine. That's why.
Yeah,
and
I guess.
He's you know about him essentially. Whenever I go to Dundee to do something, it's usually I'm doing something with Mark.
Oh, yeah.
The animator.
I just
guy.
try to avoid Dundee.
All right, it's a lovely place. So get back.
Do you really think so?
Dundee's nice.
In comparison to Aberdeen, or nice?
It's just nice.
You haven't been around, have you?
Yeah, do you know how far in Dundee I've been? I've been in fucking Hilltown. That's how. I walked up Hilltown and saw a young girl throw a bottle on fire at a police car, and I was like, "This is alright. This isn't bad."
Oh, I suppose that's it.
Hilltown,
place, isn't it? Yeah.
Hilltown's fucked up, but like it's still no. Dundee's fine. Do you know why you hate Dundee? Well, I hate it anyway. It's because from Perth, and you just hate whatever's not you. It's the same reason why you hate the other high school, just purely because they're not your high school. And then when you get to of age, which is anything over 15, you realise that's stupid. I like Dundee. Dundee's got shit to do.
Dundee's
right. Alright.
Dundee has compared to Aberdeen, right? Dundee has a better city centre.
Maybe.
Aberdeen
it's
has
just
the
Overgate.
worst city centre.
Why do you not like Union Square?
Union Square is not technically city centre.
What's the city centre? Just Union Street?
Yeah.
Union Street's too congested, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, alright.
Like, because most of Dundee city centre is pedestrianised.
Yes.
So, like...
Yeah, you've got like a
it's like a main shopping district, whereas in Aberdeen...
Aberdeen's bigger.
Is it?
Yeah. Arguably it's far, far bigger, because it starts from the end of Hilton Street all the way down to the Carlton Bar. I don't know what it's called. Is it King's Square or something? It's near work. The way you walk to work.
Oh right, yeah, Castlegate.
Yeah. Whatever. But that's essentially one long strip of just stuff.
Yeah, but like
that's way bigger than Dundee. Have you not been in every shop? You've not been in every single travel agent.
I haven't been in every shop, but
I have, and they're all great.
They would all get an A+ from me. There's a new shop that's opened. You know the old Elements shop in at the Castlegate end.
Are you going to tell me about the Legal High shop?
No.
I only found out about that yesterday.
Harmonisation spelled wrong.
I had no idea. I thought, I'm not kidding, this is not a lie, this is not a joke. I thought that was a harmonica store. I'm not kidding you. I have been passing by that for months. And I was like, why are they still open? You can buy a harmonica at fucking Captain Tom's for 80p. And then yesterday I was going to get a drink with my friend James, and he went, "There's a Legal High shop." I'm like, "What? That's a fucking harmonica store."
It's like a we'll crack your phone, you know, like.
Oh, the jailbreaking thing.
Unlock your phone.
Yeah, there was a guy at work that used to do that.
Oh really? Yeah. But anyway, right. And they have the biggest typo on their banner, and you're just like. You pass by it, and I don't know about you, but I'm a massive grammar Nazi.
You'd think I would be.
But you're not.
Sometimes.
I
get only if it's going to annoy people.
Yeah.
Like, if I see something at work that's spelt wrong, I'll correct it. Like, in the manager's room, it's like, could people please do this? Because I'm sick of it. And I'll just be like, I am sick of it. I'll do it to annoy people, but, not to, much less now. Yeah. There's a lot of things that, here's the thing, English students are expected to be, totally into grammar and punctuation. You don't give a fuck. Well, I don't give a fuck.
Because you have an editor. You have an editor. You in theory, you would have an editor.
I do now, technically.
Do you?
Yeah, Alex read. I did this really good essay for film. My last year of film was the year that's just passed, and I've kind of just stopped doing it because I keep falling out with everybody in it.
Yeah.
And well, that's not just reason why. I also just want to focus more on English, but I might do some more film in the future. But I wrote this really good essay. It was the final year one, so it has to be good. Mm-hmm. It makes up the majority of your grade. And I didn't look it over. I don't look over my stuff. I just do it, and then I'm like, it's perfect. Fuck the world. And then Alex read it, and she was like, it's good, but you have made up words here, and there's a lot of it rambling, and a lot of it, I think it starts with something like, the bit where there's the guy made it in machines is the best part of Stokely or something. It's and then when my feedback was, this is good, but I have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much sums up a lot of me. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm interested.
For the first 6 months, I knew that was kind of...
but all you would have heard from me for the first 6 months in the staff room is me just shouting at somebody.
Pretty much, yeah.
You would have just heard...
Inane rambling.
Or losing my temper over little stuff.
I remember you having a rant about women.
I love women. I'm scared of them, but...
Yeah, but it was something like... It was sexism of some kind. You were talking about... oh, fuck. I forgot it.
So did I. I'm worried. I get to points where I'm like, what did I say?
See, people come up to me all the time, like fucking Richard used to do it, being like, oh, hey Mike, do you remember that time you said that thing? And I'm like, no, but I say a lot of shit.
I know what it was. It'll have been about fucking Frances Ha. Probably about Frances Ha.
Frances Ha.
Yeah, the beautiful movie came out 2 years ago. Nobody's seen it. But it's just about girls, and there's not enough.
I bet she laughed like he.
She doesn't. She laughed like. It's laughed like Alex.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about Mormons?
More about Mormons.
I love Mormons. I've got 2 copies of the Book of Mormon.
You got the Book of Mormon?
It came with my old flat. Not kidding you. My old flat was lovely. It was in a big wizard tower, essentially.
Yeah.
And I moved in, and there was a thank you note on the fireplace going, "Thanks for moving in." I'm like, who the fuck?
And with the 2 copies of the Book of Mormon.
It also came with a Quran, 2 copies of the Book of Mormon, a analysis of the Bible, and something else. I think it was the true history of Christmas or something.
The true history of Christmas?
I took them with me. When I moved out, I took them with me. I was like, I am keeping these.
Oh, wow.
I like the Book of Mormon, though.
Have you read any of it?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's interesting, but then I treat the Bible as fiction, so,
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not a believer.
You're going to hell.
So
I'm not either, but
if God exists, so you, like,
Sauce.
see him at the pearly gates.
You're going to hell.
He's like,
Sorry.
Mike, you've lived an alright life. You're not a particularly bad guy. But you don't believe. Like, you got anything to say?
Little boy, you're going to hell.
Got anything to say for yourself? Or just like
Sozzles, bruh.
Age gap. It's like God's like.
But Jesus did that all the time, man. He was just like, "You the king of Jews, baby." Like, fucking just answer the question, Jesus. That would be my main thing about Jesus and Barabbas, biblical buddies. I would just nail that Barabbas is very like forward. He's like, you know what? I did this shit and it was
Jesus
bad.
is quite coy.
He's so coy. Every 2 minutes, he's just like, maybe.
Maybe.
Did you get with Mary Magdalene?
Maybe. Hey,
Did you turn those what? Did you turn that water into wine? Maybe.
Jesus, did you leave the oven on? Maybe.
Maybe. Just leaves. You get a priest yelling at you. He's like, there were no ovens back then. It's like, yeah, there were.
We've always had ovens.
Always had ovens.
Yeah.
We admittedly not Morphy Richards ovens. I'll give you that, but we've always had ovens.
See, like I don't know.
That's a
Mormons,
good home economics reference.
Living with Mormons is alright. It was like, yeah, well they were old and like.
Well, you said
they didn't really like. I don't want to say they didn't care because they did care. They were really nice, but like
they didn't care as much as their real kids.
They didn't have the
time for you.
They didn't have the time to like monitor where I was all the time.
These are very casual Mormons by the sound of it.
Yeah, well, like they were just like.
Was he an elder, Walter? Was Walter a Mormon elder? Well, in a literal sense, he was.
Elders are missionaries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what are you if you're just a Mormon? Just a Mormon?
Just a Mormon. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, it would be brother
Walter. Ah, that's so cool.
No, it would be brother in your last name. He'd be Brother Rogers.
What's Walter's second name?
Hogan.
Oh, Brother Hogan. There's
And,
people see you and it's like, there's Hogan's Heroes. And you're like, I'm far too young to know what that is. I've seen Hogan's Heroes. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, they were cool. So they were like, oh, hey, like, it's a school night. Be back by 11. You know, like, or I'd spend days in the house, and she'd come up and she'd be like, hey, man, like, you're here to see stuff and make friends and do things.
Stuff. That's so ominous.
See stuff and do things and make friends.
Did you take part in the family fun night thing?
No, but some of them did happen. And like,
so you never saw it? Because that's always amazed me.
Family fun night. Is
that what it's called?
I don't know. Like,
my only information from Mormons is like Wikipedia and fucking South Park.
Yeah.
But because Trey Parker does a whole thing, he hung out with Mormons and they invite Morphins.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Mormon.
You know the research they do on South Park is surprisingly like
it's pretty in depth.
Well done, yeah. Like,
sometimes like there's bits and pieces where you're like, you haven't quite looked at that.
Yeah, a lot of people when they find out that I live with Mormons were like, oh, did he have like 8 wives?
Like, no, you only had 7.
Walter
wasn't a player.
I feel I have like some weird.
Did you see any of that though? The polyamory.
No, they don't.
They don't do that anymore. It's just
it's
something they phased out.
Yeah,
do they have
years and years ago? Like when that became a thing, that was
parody
legal. No,
it became legal.
It was when Mormons started their little section of the church, like. That was a law that you could have more than one wife. That was already a law, and then they did it, and then the U.S. government was like, "No, you know what? We don't like Mormons." So
that's a big thing in the first Sherlock Holmes book.
The Conan Doyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh.
What's it called? The Study in Scarlet.
Yeah.
The first bit of it, I hate Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Like the original books, 1 or 2 are alright, but he uses like crappy reasoning, whereas like real detectives actually do some fucking work.
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes looks at you and he sees mud and he's like, must be from Afghanistan. He just like guesses stuff, and it's all
conjecture. It's not.
Yeah, he's just lucky. Like in Hound of the Baskervilles, one of them, the curious. I think a dog doesn't bark and something gets stolen. And he's like, therefore the dog must have known the person. It's like, no, you're assuming that. He's right in the end, but he's always just assuming stuff, and it just turns. Fuck that guy. The best Sherlock Holmes adaptation was Basil at Baker Street, the Great Mouse Detective.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
When I said that in first year, I got a lot of like looks of he's mental, and I was like, you're fucking idiots. That's why
I love Basil.
watching Benedict Cumberbums. He's nothing compared to Basil of Baker Street. That mouse had it going on.
Oh,
Best Vincent Price performance ever as well.
The writing in the BBC Sherlock is good.
No, it's not.
But it is.
It's not though.
But it is.
It's really bad. I fucking hate Sherlock. Alex loves it and I hate it. So I showed her The Wire and now she fucking loves The Wire. But she's also became like this giant nihilist. She's just like, the world's just full of shit and crime and death and pain. I'm like, yeah, it's The Wire, right? Yeah. Up top. She's like, no, you ruined me. Go away. I can't watch, to be fair, I can't watch stuff like Sherlock. After you've seen The Wire, you just kind of stop watching a lot of cop fiction because it's never going to compare to how frustrating that show is. Yeah. And Sherlock Holmes that's just me, I just can't get over it. But studying Scarlet, there's the first passage is Sherlock just doing his thing, just being like, me. He's like Jesus. He's like, who did this? Maybe I'll tell you. Maybe I won't. Give him some money. Something. But and then the second part is way better. It's all about this guy who was like dicking around with Mormons, and there's this huge cult thing where they're being told they're a cult, and these Mormons are being persecuted, and then it's kind of very anti-Mormon, but you end up feeling sympathy for them. Yeah. But it's in that book. It's really weird, and I was like, Conan Doyle should have just done this. This is way better than that idiot living with a man and an old lady.
I have like a very big part of my heart for Mormons.
Yeah, I like them.
Like, they're so polite.
They are, just like Jehovah's Witnesses. I love Jehovah's Witnesses as well. You know this. I collect copies of The Watchtower and Awake. Yeah. I wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness when I was 21, and then I found out that you can drink if you're a Jehovah's Witness, and then I got drunk as fuck, and I was like, I can't be a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not good enough. And I stopped being that. But like, Jehovah's Witness, lovely, amazing people, fucking crazy. But like, Prince is a Jehovah's Witness. There you go.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, he's amazing.
But yeah, like so whenever people are like, oh, I always get really defensive. Yeah. I'm like, no, you don't know what you're on about.
You know shit.
They didn't do that
anymore.
Once that was like, although I won't give like.
Do they have magic
flack
underwear?
Flack's due. Like, yeah.
Do they have that?
I never saw, but people have admitted to it.
Did Walter just be like? I did
crazy, that. Well, they slept in different rooms.
What, him and his wife?
Him and his wife, yeah. But like, that wasn't like a Mormon thing.
Were they just sick of each other?
It was just like she had she was like an insomniac, and he snored.
I wanted to say narcolepsy. I forgot the word for it, and I was gonna say necrophiliac. This is the problem with having a good vocabulary. You know so many words.
Would you describe necrophiliac as a good vocabulary?
Yeah, it is. Somebody who's like really not as literate would be like, man, what does dead guys? But yeah, that's a necrophiliac. Doesn't have to be a man, it could be a lady.
I have been to those parts of America as well.
Bullshit, no way.
Man does.
Oh, you've been to those parts.
Bad things, yeah.
Man makes bad belt.
Not necrophiliac.
Colonies. It's called. In Arkansas, you're a necromantic. It's a film, by the way.
Oh shit!
I'm not even blaming you. Jörg Buchtereit made a film in the 80s called Necromantic. And it's exactly what you think it is. The guy that fucks corpses. It's not any good, but like, it's alright.
Is that horror?
Yeah, it's a romance.
Imagine
it's a romance.
Yeah. It's a romance.
If you can have sex with a corpse, you have to love it.
It's actually the precursor to 50 Shades of Grey.
I fell out with that movie.
You fell out with that movie?
Yeah, I started talking to it during the screening. Falling out of it. I was going, why are you fucking yourself? Alex really wanted to see it for the wrong reason. Right. Actually, this whole time... It
looks very tastefully done.
No. Back to like what we talked about at the very start, and then we never mentioned what the hell this thing's about. We'll have to do it later, I guess.
Oh yeah, record it and then put it at the start.
At the start with Darude. No, back to start what we were talking about. True Detective. Saw True Detective, and then I like reading stuff that either I don't agree with or will get me angry.
Okay.
And so if you look up something you love, the first thing you look up is like criticism of it. So I looked up True Detective criticism, and a lot of them were like feminist and sexist stuff, and I was like, actually, they're kind of true. Like, I don't think it's doing it intentionally. I think it's doing it in a just not quite knowing it's doing it kind of like, you know how a woman being murdered is she's made an object then. She's now no longer a person, she's just a thing for a man to avenge. That women in refrigerators thing.
Right, yeah.
And they're right, that's like a really quite harmful thing that still exists. And in one sense you're like, yeah, but it's not done in a cruel way, it's just done because writing's really difficult.
Yeah. And
I read it and I was like, actually, I kind of agree with these. And the lady that was writing these criticisms, whose name I don't remember because I'm an arsehole, right? She recommended 2 other shows, which are better than True Detective.
Okay.
And it's The Top of the Lake, which is amazing.
And the other one Murder, She Wrote.
No. I love Murder, She Wrote. She writes about murder and then solves it. I love it. No, The Top of the Lake is set in New Zealand. It's really, really good. It's... I think you can... you can steal anything. You can probably steal it somewhere. Yeah. I don't know where you can see it legally because I don't have any of those things. I watch just outside my window.
You got like the guy next door has it, so you just like pair of binoculars.
No, I've got really good at lip reading, and I can now lip read Spanish. That's the best part. I can't. I'm talking shit. So Top of the Lake, that's the first one, and then The Fall, and The Fall you can see here because it's on BBC iPlayer, and its second season just wrapped up in March, I want to say. And it's amazing. It's got Gillian Anderson in it from The X-Files. So Scully's there in Northern Ireland solving crimes. And it's got Jamie Dornan, who's your man Christian Grey in 50 Shades. Yeah. And he plays this killer. And the genius of it...
Don't say he's my man.
He's everyone's man. Jamie Dornan's...
Christian Grey.
Jamie Dornan's a fucking hunk, man.
Yeah, but they could have got someone better.
No, I agree, but they could have just done anything better.
That's true, they could have not made it.
No, that... so Jamie Dornan's the killer, and it's good because you watch... It opens with him being this like creeping monstrosity, and you see him killing. It's an awful thing. It's really, really uncomfortable. But then he goes home, and he's got like a wife, and he's got kids, and he works as a grief counsellor for parents. And you're like, this is fucked up. This guy's evil. But you then start to not feel sympathy for him, but just like a sense of, oh, fuck, what's he gonna do now? And you want Gillian Anderson to catch him, but it's a real detective thing, so it's not just Sherlock Holmes going, well, she was murdered with hands and that guy's got hands. He did it! It actually takes some work. And Alex liked it. She was really disturbed by it. And the second season is not as good as the first one. But it's still really good. And then he's announced as Christian Grey. And she's like, oh, I want to see it because I love Jamie Dornan. I'm like, you're not meant to fall in love with fucking serial killers and then want to see them and stuff. She's like, I can't help it. And I was like...
That speaks a lot for your relationship.
I know it does. It's not a good thing. So yeah, he's in it, and the problem with 50 Shades of Grey was that it wasn't awful enough to be like funny, and it wasn't as good as it needed to be. So instead, it was just boring and like the most you could say for it is that it was a film, but that's not really a compliment. It fulfills everything it needs to be considered a movie.
it has a clear start, middle, and
it has a 3-act structure. But that doesn't make a good movie. Okay. And the thing is, it's so competently made. Like, if they had the exact same cast, the exact same director, even the exact same writer, I want them to try it again. Do you know what I want to be? I want to be a lecturer, a tutor in first year that just goes, why don't you just try that again? And then you do it the second time, it's way better.
Right.
But it's that movie really bummed me out. I fell out with it because people don't believe this, but I do genuinely go into every film hoping it's the best thing I'm going to see. And more often than not, I'm just like getting punched in the balls, man. I didn't see that in the cinema. Saw it at home, stole it because you can't see it. Yeah, stole it shamefully.
No, I still haven't.
Mad Max though, I got that feeling when I saw Mad Max and Inside Out. I still
haven't watched Tusk.
Yeah. It's not good, but it's not awful. I would not watching it again.
I applaud the
that it made. Yeah, that's what I like about it because Kev does a whole like I fucking know. Kevin's movie does like the whole thing of like, no, I wanted to make it, so I made it. I'm like, yeah, good for you. Yeah. I like that you made it. It's not great, but it's got bits in there quite good. Johnny Depp's good in it, which is something you rarely hear from me.
Are you not a fan of Johnny Depp?
Not recently.
Actually, why am I surprised?
No, he's got like amazing parts though. He was really good in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Which again, nobody's seen because it's like this tiny little thing he made in between stuff.
Yeah.
And he's great in Tusk because he plays Guy Boy.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico is...
That's Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a sequel to Desperado.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Because it was El Mariachi, Desperado.
Yeah.
It's really good. I really like it.
But it's a different guy plays the mariachi every time, isn't it?
No.
It's the same character.
It's the same character. It's the same guy as well. In the first one, it's Carlos Gallardo.
Yeah, and then the second.
And then the second one, it's Antonio, and then the third one, it's Antonio.
Oh right, okay. I thought it was.
No, that's a good idea though. No, Johnny Depp plays this agent called Sheldon Jeffrey Sands, and he just kind of dicks about Mexico, like trying to bone what's her face, Eva Mendes. It's kind of the whole film.
Right. Okay.
It's great though. Willem Dafoe's in it though.
Yeah. See, I now that you mention it, I think that is a pretty good idea. Having three.
I like that. I like it when they do that with stuff. I think they should do that with. Well, they kind of do it with every comic hero, but I would do it with every different movie. Just have somebody new just showing. Or better yet, fucking just change the cast around. Next Avengers, it's like Thor's played by Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans was playing Black Widow. Just switch up a little bit. That'd be amazing. Right. I'm going to get in touch with Disney.
Dear Disney.
Dear Disney, I fell out with you. I don't know if you knew this.
Here's how
here you can make it up to me. But always Chris Evans be Captain America because I love Captain America. I do like Captain America.
See, what I think they should do is they should bring back actors who were in bad superhero films.
Alright, they're kind of doing that.
Right, and put them in the characters who are now doing well. So, Tobey Maguire...
Whoa, hot the bus.
Well, you know, okay, the first...
Well, I'm not even going to argue, I don't like Spider-Man.
The first two were good, but the third one was awful.
I don't agree with you.
Who was Venom? Topher Grace.
Topher Grace?
Topher Grace.
That's the worst
Captain
casting.
American.
No. Captain American.
Captain American. I just say Captain American.
I didn't like any of the Spider-Man films.
You didn't like any of them?
No. They even like two. I've had like huge arguments with people about this. It's because I really like the comics.
Yeah.
And then... But there's bits in the films which are actually a lot cleverer than comics. Like, they made a big deal about like web. Like in the comics, it's a fluid. He makes it, and you're like, yeah, that shows how clever he is, I guess. But it also Cracked brings up. It's like, why didn't you like give them a police? Like, you can solve so many things non-violently with web shooters. Whereas in the films, if it's his genetic code's changed so much, you can now shoot webs. In a stupid comic book way, that makes way more sense.
I don't know. Did they not retcon that?
Yeah, they did.
Comics?
They did, but then they retconned it again,
yeah.
And now he's back to. Well, maybe I don't know. I generally don't follow monthlies. I can't collect monthlies.
Yeah.
I would just get fucking.
I don't have the patience for it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
The only monthly.
I would always forget where I am, like what's just happened.
Well, the problem is the genius of comics as a money making thing is you collect the monthly, and then you also have to get other issues you're not interested in.
Yeah.
Like, I know Keith really he collects the Hawkeye stuff every month, but he's also then there's bits in comics where they go CX, and it's like, no, I don't want to, get fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a clever thing, but I can not the patience. The only monthly I own is two ones that were given to me as a financial thing. My uncle got me for one of my birthdays. I don't remember what it was. He got me like a first print of a Pokemon comic, and it's in black and white.
It's probably worth something.
It's gonna be worth something now, but it'll be worth something more when I'm nearly dead. So like next year, it should be worth lots. And I have
3 weeks from now.
As soon as Alex comes back, she sees what I've done to the room. She's like, "Motherfucker! I come back from Russia to this and to more cold. Prepare to die." And I have an Ultimate Spider-Man #1 of when Miles Morales is Spider-Man. So Peter Parker's dead.
Yeah.
And it's the Ultimate Universe, so he's kind of dead. He's not coming back. And there's the new kid, and I've got the first issue of that, and that's gonna eventually be worth something.
Yeah.
There are Ultimate runs which are now rare. You can't find them, which is amazing for a line that's only been out for 13 years or something. Yeah, comics again. I always end up
Comics
talking
and
about
shit.
comics. I love comics. I'm back. I love comics. Fuck a movie. Watch a comic.
How long do we want to make this?
I don't know.
We're now in an hour and a half.
Well, you have to edit anyway.
I don't know how I'm gonna edit.
I imagine you're going to use that technology in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't fancy sitting here for the next 3
Should have thought about that, shouldn't you? It's all fine, and so don't edit it, then just let it out loose.
Just let it send out there.
No.
Your beautiful brainchild.
We could chat for another half hour about fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
because that's our new thing.
That's our new thing. D&D.
It's not just our new thing; it's kind of Lewis's thing.
Well,
Lewis keeps trying to fucking give me a created credit on this Oh My Josh thing, and I don't want one.
Wait, what? He wants to be on it?
No, he made it.
Oh, right.
But we were talking about like the credits at the end,
Uh-huh.
and then he was like created by me and you. And I was like, no, I didn't make it, and I didn't, arguably, because he came up with the little videos at first, and then he was the first person to go, this should be a show, and everyone just agreed with him. But I didn't. That's not me making it. Writing it is different from making it.
I don't know. You should talk to Bob Kane.
I did. I did a seance the other day. I brought him back to life.
Yeah.
You motherfucker! You
like,
ripped off Bill Finger, prepare to die, Bob Kane, and sent him back to hell. And brung Bill Finger.
Was Bob Kane not the one who was ripped off though?
No, Bill Finger was.
Was he? Right. Okay.
Bob Kane did a drawing essentially of Superman, but in like red underoos with wings and a domino mask, and Bill Finger was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" That's it. All the interesting things about Batman is all Bill Finger. And only recently has he kind of started getting credit. It's kind of like how Joe Kirby.
Yeah,
Joe Kirby? Yeah,
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
He wasn't like not recognized, but he was not paid for what he was getting.
Yeah.
But then he was much easily accepted. Bill Finger was, up until a few years ago, nobody knew about.
Yeah.
And Jack Kirby's always kind of been a big thing. He fought, he got really up in people's faces about it. Because he then started publishing a lot of self stuff, like self-published stuff. He did New Gods, and he did like one or two other things, but I'm not a big fan of like early 70s comics.
I know he like basically made the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but I hate the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I fucking hate the Fantastic Four. I think they're just lame.
Yeah. Well, like, there's none of the characters are particularly likable.
Invisible Woman's quite cool, but she's only cool when she's not hanging out with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I was really bummed for this movie.
The one that
I've not seen it, admittedly, and that then goes
like
exactly against what I said when I'm like, I don't go to any film thinking it'll be shite. But there's something about this which, it's because it's too dark, and it's also because it's not done by Marvel. I am getting to a point where
you just don't trust superhero films aren't done by Marvel.
No, because I don't even trust fucking Marvel anymore. I'm getting sick of comic books, essentially. Comic movies are just getting sick of them.
They're made to be too digestible. Like,
in a way, but that's
easily digestible.
To be fair, that's the thing I liked about them at first. When the Avengers came out, I was like, this is genius, because it's like watching a comic. It's just fun. It's just loads of stuff happening.
Yeah.
And then they've just I think it's because what they were saying earlier about this Harry Potter, Sherlock, Tumblr fandom thing.
Yeah.
The creators are now going, we have to appease these people. And the easiest way to do that is to just not really challenge them, which is a shame, because I then end up trusting a lot of the creators of it.
The second Avengers film can do so much more.
Yeah, but
so much more.
I was so annoyed because I read after the first one, Whedon said, and I'm not a big fan of Whedon. He's saying, "Oh, the second one's going to be a lot smaller," and I was totally juiced for that. I was like, "Brilliant! That's genius." And then there's nothing about Age of Ultron, which is smaller. The smallest bit in it is the best bit, and it's where they're just being friends, chatting.
Sitting about. Yeah.
That's everybody's favourite bit.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to happen. But it's also because they're going in outer space, and I hate that. Like when comics introduced like Galactus and stuff, which became an interesting thing in its own right. I still was like, well, what the fuck's Captain America going to do against this guy who's just said he casually ate a galaxy? Captain America's not going to deal with this. Is too big for Daredevil.
If they touch Galactus.
Well, they are.
Are they?
Well, not in the Marvel universe. That's a Fantastic Four property. But Thanos came right at the end of Avengers, and that guy eats people. He eats planets.
Yeah, but he's a more.
Just because he's the same size as you doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but like he's a more fightable villain.
Yeah, but not really.
I mean, like, if you go
because he gets that Infinity Gauntlet, he fucking becomes everything in the universe at once.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about that, but like Galactus's size.
Do you think that would just instantly put people off?
I think it would. Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with you because I think you're right. But I do think
you said it like I was wrong.
No. I'm totally agree with you, but it's only because again you go into the cosmic, and then who gives a shit about what's happening on Earth? This is why I know a lot of people that love the Daredevil show.
Okay.
And I've only seen 3 episodes, admittedly.
Is that supposedly part of the cinematic universe?
It is, because they keep reference things that happened in New York.
Like Agents of Shield.
Yeah. Which I also didn't watch.
I haven't seen that either.
But I know about it. And but that's a problem for me because I love Daredevil. I love Daredevil because he's like he's so cool a hero. Because and people like to make fun of him, go, his power is to be blind. It's like, first of all, that's not a power, you dickhead. That's a disability. And he's such a Catholic superhero. That's why I like him, because he's just full of guilt all the time. He's just like, everyone I love dies, or does heroin. Because Daredevil Born Again is an amazing comic, and Frank Miller before Batman actually. It's really good. But that's a problem, because Daredevil is very like a street hero. He's whipping out drug dealers and like killing pedophiles and stuff like that. He's not killing pedophiles, he's beating them up. But that's connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
So why do I give a shit what Daredevil's doing when I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Where I'm literally seeing like tree men fight gods and elves and nonsense.
Tree men?
Yeah, Groot, he's a tree man.
Oh yeah. He said plural and I was like, what?
There's tree men. But it's just I can't get the two to fix to my head. It's that thing of, well, Daredevil, who's a more interesting character, is also on such a smaller scale, so I know things are going to get worse. Do you know what? I can explain it to you in a way Mike will understand.
In a way Mike will understand, right? Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
You've
got the 3 movies. And I'm not saying you only saw the movies. I know you're like a huge geek of the books and everything. I actually read the Crystallarium. That's he called it. Didn't he? No, I know that, but didn't he call his entire like thing like this made up word?
No, it was the
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
It was like the saga of the.
No, not even that. I'll look it up later. Jules. I completely forgot it. But yeah, because you're a huge fan of that entire mythology. So, but let's just say we're doing the movies. So you've got Lord of the Rings, all 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then he goes back into The Hobbit, which I think universally people are now like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But the reason I didn't like it was, fuck a Hobbit. Like, why do I care about some midgets going to steal gold from a dragon? I know things are going to get really bad. So this little story now is no longer as epic.
Is it?
Because I know
they tried really hard to
I know
make
they did,
that scale.
But it's not going to work, because I already know that the fate of all humanity and elves and dwarves and hobbs and orcs and sniffs and nifs are going to be dealt with in the next couple of movies. The movies that I've seen before The Hobbit already deal with the end. Why do I care about these guys going to dragons, stealing a dragon's gold? It's this tiny story.
I don't really have an answer for you. It's like,
I'm not asking for an answer. That's what I think of this increasing universe.
I don't think the average audience member thinks like that.
They should.
They fucking should.
This is what I follow.
Fucking tell them.
This is what I do. Fucking. I told. Yeah, fuck. I'll say it. There was one time at work where somebody was like, "What's good on?" I went, "Nothing. Go with the View." No, not the View. The Belmont. I told them to go to the Belmont because Amy's playing, and I really liked Amy.
You know what? The Belmont is my favourite cinema in Aberdeen.
So mine.
Yeah. If people come up to me and they're like,
"What's good?" "Nothing. Go to Belmont."
No, like, oh, where do you like going? And I'm like, the Belmont.
Home. I've got this nice TV.
I fucking work in a cinema. I don't want to see anything.
If I have the option of Union Square or there, I go Union Square.
Really?
Yeah.
I would go to Union Square because it's closer.
No, I'd rather go. I don't want to. This is the thing that I don't get with a lot of people that stay there after their shift's finished. Now, admittedly, if you're waiting for somebody, then yeah. But you need to separate like your work and your life. And I don't want to go to my work for entertainment.
Yeah.
Even though it is very entertaining quite a lot of the time, just being at work and just waiting for the next stupid thing to come out of somebody's mouth. So funny.
Do you ever write them down?
I do. I've got something.
We should do that for next time.
What, just have stupid things heard at work?
Shit, stupid people.
I'll tell you one thing that happened actually. It was when I did a box office shift with Moana years ago. And she ID'd these kids that were wanting to see a 12, but they weren't 12.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm sorry, you can't see it." But she's saying it to Moana, so she's like small and cute. And she's like, "I can't let you see it because Romania." And they come back with their mum on the phone. And she's chatting to her mum, just casually going, no, this is like rules and stuff. And I wrote it down on a bit of paper. I wrote down the date, the time, not the whole conversation. I just went, Oana slags off mum, best thing ever.
There was a group of kids that came in the other day, and Rachel totally smacked them down. Right? They were like, they were obviously not 12, and they wanted to go see like Mission Impossible or some shit.
That's a 12. Oh yeah, you need to have an 18-year-old to be with you.
So they walked over and, hey, can we get tickets? And Misha was like, no, you're not 12. You're obviously not 12, right? So they walked away, and I stood at Dropbox, and they were like maybe 5 feet from me, and they were like, what if I say I'm your mum?
That's great. I love that.
And they were all like, I think it'll work.
I would let that kid buy a ticket if they did that. There was a time when Pacific Rim came out, actually. There was an 18 out at the same time. It was Filth. That was not the same time as Pacific Rim.
No, it wasn't. No.
But Filth was out. This was... Why the fuck did I think Pacific Rim? Pacific Rim was a few months before. I'm sure of it. No, it wasn't. Because Filth was October.
I lived outside Dundee when Pacific Rim came out. I was in Aberdeen.
I don't know why I'm imagining the two Filth came out at the same time. It was an 18, so it must have been Filth. But there was a kid who couldn't have been older than 9, and he came into the cinema wearing a top hat. And I just did Rob, not Rob, you know, there was a guy that used to wear it called Rob. I was like, Rob, see if he like buys a ticket to Filth. I'm just letting him in. I'm not IDing a kid that is like, this will work.
Yeah.
I think you should allow that. I would be like,
if somebody's desperate enough to try shit,
no,
like
not
that.
Desperate enough, just the balls of that. That's just so funny that it's okay. I would not only like do that, let him go in. I would be like, come with me, go upstairs. I'd give him a free beer. Like, here's a whiskey, here's a chaser, and you can take them into the cinema with you. Why? Top hat.
It's all about the top hat.
Would you wear a top hat? I would never wear a top hat.
I wear a top hat.
I don't like hats.
I fucking love. Well, but the problem with me is I've got like plate face.
What the fuck's a plate face?
Right. People have one of two kind of faces, right? Plate or horse.
A plate or what?
Horse. Right. They're either long. They're either more horse or they're more plate.
So I have a horse face.
More than plate, yeah.
Fuck you. That's like the worst way to describe that.
Well, I said more than you do plate.
You could have like you could have like knife face or baby face. You could have put like so much better terms than that.
No, plate and horse.
Plate and horse.
Right.
Bombed out now.
Yeah. But I because I have like really large round top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Equally so as
no argument.
Right. There are no hats on this planet that suit me.
What about beanies?
Sometimes.
Not Smurf beanies. I hate them.
Smurf beanies?
Yeah, they're those beanies that they drip.
Oh.
I hate those.
See, I would prefer that to one of those shite ones.
Mikey is a big hat wearer, but I think it's because he's gone bald.
Yeah.
He's wore hats since he was like 13.
It's not like a correlation between wearing hats.
Yeah, I think there is. I definitely think there is. But then I think all sorts of stupid, crazy shit. So. But he was wearing snapbacks though when they were not cool.
Oh, God.
He wore them when the only people that wore them
they're
were
still not cool.
No, they're.
They're popular, but they're not cool.
Yeah, alright, I'll give you that. But no, they're not cool. You're right. Do you know when they are cool? When they're stupid. When they're like purple and they've got spikes on them.
Yeah.
That's when they're cool. No, but he was wearing snapbacks since he was 13. Like when the only people wearing them were truck drivers, and like Black Flag members. If you're in Black Flag, you probably wear snapback. But not like a snapback, a proper like fucking wrecked up one that you found in a fire. So he's been wearing them, and he's got. This is a whole thing that doesn't make any sense to anybody but Mikey, essentially, and some old band members he was in a band with. He was in this band called Mozzarella.
You mean the five people that'll listen to this?
They won't listen to this. They've got shit to do. They've probably got kids now. But so he had a hat that said Mozzarella on it and Moon a shoot. All this shit. He writes shit on his hats, and then he buys like trucker hats at gas petrol stations and stuff. And then he's got Stetsons though. He wears hats. He just fucking interchanges hats, and they always look the exact same because he's a weird looking guy already. Right. Doesn't matter. So when I was out one night and he was like, "I'll meet you guys after my shift," I was like, "Oh, Mikey's coming," and Mikey's a lot of fun. So everyone's like, "Oh, cool, okay." Do you remember when Mikey did this?
Oh fuck, I.
And then he comes down the stairs into Donski's, and he's wearing a fucking fez. And he's like, he's got his Tesco jumpsuit on, wearing a fez. And he ignores us, not to being a dick. He's just like, what up? He's got like Beats by Dre on, and like he's got a backpack with him because he had all this shit in it. Yeah. And he's got his fez on, and he doesn't ignore us. He's like, what up? And he goes straight to the bar, gets like 2 Desperados, comes back, and he's like, what up, sluts? And that's it. I think his fez got like broke though because he doesn't wear it anymore.
That's sad.
It's sad. He's a cool guy though. Fuck, I could talk about Mikey Knight all day.
Should we call it a wrap?
Yeah, we can do that if you want.
2 hours. Okay.
2 hours. Holy
yeah,
fuck.
man. Okay. Do we do an outro?
Well, we need to announce our sponsors.
Oh yeah, this has been Getting to Know Mojo with me, Mike Taylor, and Jordan Rogers. We were sponsored by.
I was sponsored by Lynx Africa. Smell of oppression. Smell of diamond wines and Akon.
I was sponsored by Asda's shoe department. George Footwear.
I thought you were sponsored by Bar.
By Bar. No, that's the eventuality.
No, that's what you want to happen. So like, sponsor them right now. Oh, you should have brought a can. You should have been like.
Wait, okay, we'll do it again. We'll do it.
You don't have any Iron Brew.
I've been sponsored by Bar.
Glug, 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 glug. Taste of girders.
Refreshing. Anyway.
Okay, so that's us.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.